You see them at least 5 nights a week on The Tonight Show, The Late Show, Jimmy Kimmel Show, and all the other late-night variety shows. Who are they? They're the new bands hoping to make it big. But there are also hundreds of local bands in every city and town in the free world with the same hope. Supply far exceeds the demand. Joe Sorrentino is a local Needham musician who hopes to be at the right place at the right time with the right songs. Full disclosure, Joe is a full-time employee at the Needham Channel. Joe knows many other local musicians who share the same aspirations. The music business is still a business. So, how much money can a band make on an average gig?
Typically, a band can make anywhere from no money all the way up to $1,000. And it really depends on how you want to market yourself. Now, if you're in a wedding band, you're probably going to make somewhere around $1,000 because they tend to pay more money. But if you're a band that's playing original music or you're playing at some venue somewhere, then it's really going to depend on the draw, unless there's a guarantee. Sometimes there's a guarantee of $300 per venue, or you just get paid based on how many people show up at the door. And there's all kinds of different ways that you as the musician and the venue decides that they want to charge and how you're going to make your money. So it really all depends on how you want to do it.
Why do you play for so little money?
I guess it's just the love of playing music, and it takes a while to get to that point, to want to play for nothing most of the time.
I started playing drums since I was 15. I always had a passion for music. It's my thing. Love listening to it. Live it, breathe it. It's really just what I want to do.
It's not really about the money for me. It's really just something that I love to do. I feel like I was born to do this, really. There's not a day that goes by where I'm not thinking about a new song that I want to write or what I'm going to do with the band, like as far as practice goes, what kind of an agenda that we're going to have. It's just something that I really enjoy doing, and I think about it every day.
How do you take the next step to get to a higher level?
A great band, and you need good management of that band. I think that's the key. I always take a good demo tape, a good production of what you do, either original music or cover tunes.
I think personally it's, practicing on my own, listening to music, networking with other musicians in my area. From a band standpoint, trying to get out there in the local music scene, try to play as many popular gigs as possible to really promote the band and kind of get your name and your brand out there, which is difficult in some realms, but now with the advent of the internet and obviously the worldwide exposure that you get, it is a huge opportunity for even independent artists to really kind of brand themselves and get out there without even having access to a record label.
To get to that next level, a band really needs to have a strong foundation with really good songs and a solid fan base. When you got fans coming out to see you on a regular basis, buying your t-shirts, buying your albums, and going to your shows, that's really what it takes. You also have to have the foundation, a core group of guys that get together for practice on a weekly basis, that constantly practice and get tighter as a unit, do different things, get more interesting, and it keeps the crowd engaged, and it keeps them coming to your shows. So if you're a solid band and you have a solid fan base, that's what you need for the next level.
What sacrifices have you made in life because you like to make music?
Obviously this family is the first thing that comes to mind because obviously taking time away from them, but I think it's important to have an outlet, and essentially that's what this is for me, is a good hobby outlet to really expand, be creative. So the biggest sacrifice really is just the time you spend away from the ones that you love to do what you love, but I think the sacrifice is well worth it.
There really isn't a lot of sacrifices that I've made. It's really just putting in the time to come here and practice every week with my band and just get it done. It's just something I love to do. I'm sure I'm giving up time where I could be at other places with other people, but to me this is really what I want to be doing, so I don't really think of it as so much as a sacrifice, as more of a labor of love.
How do some local bands suddenly become famous overnight?
A good, catchy tune for the younger generation. It literally sets like a wildfire. And the social media of today is a perfect example of how that wildfire catches.
Well, obviously, I think nothing in this world comes for free, and essentially, these bands that want to become popular and make a name for themselves certainly need to put some sweat equity into things and really just get out there, get their brand out. And like I said, with the internet, I think it's a huge opportunity for local bands to really kind of skill themselves, get branded, and really create a following. So maybe they can turn that into a small business venture, and then maybe someday make it nationally, whether it be on local radio, in television, and movies, etc. Really branching your brand out and really kind of using the internet is a great resource to get there.
Bands that seem like they got famous overnight really weren't famous overnight. It comes with hard work and dedication and years of playing before a band is discovered, usually. Sometimes you hear that one song on the radio and you think that band just became famous, but what people don't realize is they've been at it for years already, playing the shows, putting the time in, getting the fan base. Then when somebody finally discovers them and likes them and puts them on the radio, then they have that big hit song, and then everybody knows who they are. So yeah, you may think that they're famous overnight, but they've been at it for a very long time. And if you happen to be lucky enough to be playing in a band with the right songs, at the right venues, with the right people, you just might be one of those bands with the next hit song on the radio.